Hello and welcome to Relationship Soup. I'm your host, Lisa Hughes. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. How y'all doing today? How was your weekend? How's your week going? Y'all having a good week? Well, my weekend was good. It was actually bittersweet. Happy belated Father's Day to all the daddies. I did reach out to a few of y'all and let y'all know, or give y'all a happy Father's Day greeting. So I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Hope your week is off to a great start. So anyway, I see got somebody in the studio already. Can y'all guess who it is? All right, y'all. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get into the show tonight. This show's gonna be pretty light, pretty light show tonight. Light yet a mirror, right? So and that's gonna make sense here in a minute. Okay. So anyway, thank y'all so much for joining me, whether you're watching me live or you're watching me on the replay or whatever. I really appreciate you and thank you for taking time to join me. All right, boom. So y'all know I have to do my spiel. All right. Y'all know I gotta do my spiel every week. And y'all should know this by heart. So look, if you are watching this right now, make sure that you are sharing this across all platforms. Tell your friend. Whatever you got to do to get the word out. So listen now. If you want to subscribe on YouTube, I would really appreciate it. It's Relationship Soup, period. You got to put the period in there, y'all. Come and join the forum. I just approved several members. Would love to have you all. And that's at Relationship Soup Group. If you want to follow me, it's Relationship Soup LLC. And of course, we got the greeting cards, right? And that's RelationshipSoup.com. All right, boom. Hello. I see the comments already. I really appreciate you. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get into this 71st episode. And I really appreciate you all, okay? 71 episodes. And if it wasn't for you, hey, it would be no relationship soup. That's just what it is. All right, boom. So this episode is entitled Sip, Stir, and Choose, right? Would you rather? Now, some of y'all have already probably played the game before, Would You Rather, right? This is a game, but yet it's going to be a mirror, right? Because these questions I'm going to ask across various categories with self, social responsibility, family, friends, relationships, marriage, dating, all of that, right? So you're going to get all of that in one episode. So if you got your drink or whatever, your water, whatever it is, it don't have to be alcoholic. Go ahead and just grab that and let's go ahead and get into it. All right. Oh, Mwanda Woodson, what's the science? Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you, Tweet. All right, boom. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this. All right. So This is gonna be, and let me tell y'all. All right, so this show was really inspired. Somebody hit me up over the weekend, was like, "Yo, you should do it. Would you rather?" So I was like, "Okay." Now, y'all know from previous episode, I've played games like when I've had the guys' night, the girls' night, and we kind of did a true false, would you rather situation. So I was like, yeah, that'd be dope. But let's just bring it back where we're covering more areas. All right, so boom. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Feel free to answer. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the question out there, and then feel free to answer. Right? I'll just say A or B. Okay, and then I'll do a reflection and just kind of a point of view. Cool. Y'all with it? All right, boom. All right, so the first one, and this one was actually sent to me. All right, so boom. Would you rather date someone who texts back in 2 seconds but is dry as hell, or someone who takes hours to respond but their messages are fire every time? Right? So let me go ahead. Let me see if it'll let me put this in the chat. And for some reason, if you all are on Facebook, uh, I don't know if it is allowing me to post to Facebook. So I'll bring it up on the screen so you all can see it. Okay, let me go ahead and show that. All right, so boom. So would you rather date someone who texts back like in 2 seconds? So as soon as you text, boom, they hit you back, but they dry, like you bored, like you be falling asleep on the phone or whatever. Or you fall asleep on text, I don't know. Or someone who takes hours to respond, but their messages are fire every time. What y'all think? What y'all thinking? Y'all want the fast texter? What you say, Mark? I see you in the studio. You want the fast texter, or you want somebody? Hey, they take a minute. So I'm gonna give y'all a second to answer that because I know that there's a slight delay, and Verizon's having issues, y'all. Yeah, Verizon, I'm calling you out. Just saying, because you messed up during my class earlier. So I'm gonna give y'all a second to to answer. All right, boom. Let's see here. So Miss Wilson says it's worth the wait. It's worth the wait, sweet. Okay, all right. Mark Lee says someone who thinks it out. Okay, okay, all right, all right. So if I'm going to give a reflection on that, so y'all, okay, let's look at this. Hear me out. So quick replies can say, "Hey, this person is attentive," or it could even be anxious because sometimes people be anxious and they text back real quick. But dry responses can leave like some of your emotional needs unmet. Like what? But on the flip side, someone who takes hours to text back, that might be indicative of them actually having a life, right? Stuff going on, right? And then, and their texts are engaging. That's a good thing, right? So I don't know. I don't know. So if you chose A or B, maybe reflect on that. So fast does not always mean fulfilling. Consider whether you're seeking emotional depth. Like it's like, what do you want? Do you want a reassurance? Do you want emotional depth? And can you like manage your own reality without waiting for somebody to hit you back? Because sometimes it's anxiety on your end. Maybe it's you, right? If you need somebody to text you back fast all the time, maybe it's you. Maybe. Hmm. All right, so let's see here. Hi, beautiful. What's up, Yolanda? How have you been? You torn? I can see both sides, like with a lot of these questions. And thank y'all so much. Y'all know who y'all are. Send this to me. Okay. It's like I can see both ends, right? Because sometimes I'll be needing you to text me back fast. I'll be having stuff to talk about, right? And then sometimes it's. So I can see both. All right, so let's see here. Mark says fast texters often are careless. I can see that. All right. All right, boom. So, all right, it's more. It's more. All right, so what about this one, y'all? This one, so this category is dating. We're going to stay with dating for a little bit. All right. Now, what do y'all think about this one, y'all? Now, I've talked about this before on previous episodes, and forgive if the spacing is kind of wonky. Okay. All right, boom. So I'm going to bring this on because I don't think my Facebook people can see it in the thread. Okay, so boom. Would you rather go on a first date with someone who's perfect on paper but gives you no butterflies? Like it's nothing. You don't feel anything. Or someone who gives you butterflies but checks none of your boxes. Like if you got the checklist. So what y'all thinking? Which one? A or B? So I'm gonna give y'all some time to think about that. I see you smiling, Mark. I see you. Which one you gonna choose? All right. So would you rather go on a first date with someone who's perfect on paper but gives you no butterflies, but they look good on paper? Or would you rather someone who gives you butterflies but they don't check none of your boxes? All right. So Yolanda, I see you said boxes checked. So you want somebody to check them boxes. Mark says, give me the butterflies. Perfect on paper is not the answer. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? See, you know what? I be having to stay focused because just realize sometimes when I be laughing, like if it's serious or whatever, it's because like if y'all seen some of these private chats in my text, y'all be like, for real. All right, so let's look at this. Okay, so let's reflect. Now, y'all, butterflies can feel hella magical. Like, ooh, he give me or she give me butterflies. You know, Michael Jackson made a song about it. Or really it was the one from poetry they wrote. But anyway, but are they always healthy though? And I talked about this early on with Relationship Soup. Okay, it was probably like the first 10 episodes where I was talking about butterflies. Like, and I even said I don't want a brother to give me butterflies no more because that might be because I'm becoming more familiar with like a pattern that wasn't healthy for me. You feel me? So butterflies are not always indicative of magic, right? They can feel hella magical, like, ooh, like rainbows, butterflies, sun clouds, or whatever. But okay, so now sometimes let me read y'all this right quick because I thought this was pretty interesting. So sometimes chemistry comes from familiarity with chaos. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it could be where them butterflies is like, oh, this is the same. Something in the energy where this person is the same. That's your pattern that you don't need. But so like a person who may seem say perfect on paper because I've had this conversation with friends before. Now they could actually seem boring as hell, right? But they could represent stability. So which do you trust more? Your heart, right? Because we know how that heart and that brain is, right? Or your long-term vision. That's something that you got to look at. I'm a romantic at heart. Are you, Mark? You a romantic at heart? So Yolanda says, I don't need butterflies. That don't add up. Listen, I don't know. Like, I'm torn. Like, I mean, I love that feeling of butterflies, but then I'm like, then my brain gonna fill in the blanks with, okay, so when you got butterflies in the past, what did that mean? So that's why, okay, so if somebody gives me butterflies now, I'm going to discern whether they're the good butterflies or the bad butterflies, right? I guess just depending on where it hit. I'm just saying. So Mark says, but I have seen some people that are perfect on paper, but then you get to know them and it's all a line of kicking. See, I've talked about that too. Mark, how did that make you feel? When they seem so perfect on paper, like, oh my gosh, this is forever, babe, right here. You hear me? And then they be a whole line of kicking, a whole illusion. I'm just saying. Hi, Michelle. What's up, beautiful? It's been a little minute. I'm gonna need both. Look, I ain't mad at it. And I know this is a either or game, and sometimes it's like, yo, I need both. And I feel like you can have whatever it is that you want. I feel like you can manifest whatever it is that you want, right? It just might be a matter of you aligning with it. Tyron, what's up, Tyron? Man, it's been a minute. I ain't trying to call it out. How you been, Tyron? What's the difference between good and bad butterflies? Listen, the difference is, okay, so good butterflies is like, ooh, this person is good. Like it doesn't make me feel sick. Because sometimes them butterflies, okay, so if you really get deep with your butterflies, like you have some that make you want to like feel sick. Like say even maybe before a speech or whatever. Them type of really nervous butterflies, maybe. And then you have those good butterflies, like say when you out at a restaurant, you didn't order a fire meal and you get them little butterflies, like, man, I'm about to smash, like them kind of butterflies, maybe. You just have to see how it resonates because this is the thing that I know. Right now, listen, I'm not gonna act like I'm perfect with all this and I got it all figured out. I'll be the first to tell you that I don't. I'm just saying I've learned discernment more so. You feel me? Like how my body feels when I'm around certain people or talking to certain people, like my energy, the butterflies and all that. So look, I'm just saying that's how you have to ask your discernment. And you got to get in tune with that. See, and I've spent a lot of time alone and doing a lot of life work. So, I'm discerning, I'm learning, I'm growing. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's a matter of this. It is. Your discernment goes off all the time, right? And I can admit, like when I've been really smitten before in my life, my discernment was like, girl, good night, peace. It went somewhere else. It didn't even stay with me. Right? I'm just saying, I'm just being honest. I can be honest though. Yeah, it's been a minute. What's good? Your butterfly expert. Listen, Tyron, I'm a closet comedian. It ain't changed since the early days of the soup. I'm a closet comedian. I'm just saying. Y'all be laughing at my jokes. But Mark says, but I'm honest. I've seen some people that have given me butterflies, and then when you get to know them, the chemistry isn't there. Sometimes, I mean, you do create, like when you first meet someone, you have this ideal because sometimes it's a lot of projecting going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, you know what I mean? And then you listen to their little words and stuff, and then, depending on where you at in life and how long you've been alone, there's some other things at play too. But I'm just saying. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and move on. All right. So, okay. Oh, check this out, y'all. So emotional excitement isn't always aligned with emotional safety. Just because you hella excited, that don't mean that they safe for you, right? Have y'all had that bad boy or that bad girl in your life at one time? Hella exciting, you feel me? But they ain't no good for you. Fine, fun, exciting, but ain't no good. Talk to me. Have y'all? All right. So anyway, like I said, you just have to take an inventory of your butterflies. That's what I'm saying. All right, so let's look at this last. We still got some time. We making good time. All right, we are still in dating. Now let's look at this, y'all. Let's look at this one, okay? Let me see here, and I'll share this because I know that my Facebook people ain't getting this one. All right, so next one: date someone who plans incredible dates but never talks about the future, or someone who talks about the future but never puts effort into the present. What y'all think? What y'all thinking? So I'm gonna give y'all a minute with that. So again, it's date someone who plans incredible dates but never talks about the future, or someone who talks about the future but never puts effort into the present. What y'all thinking? I know, like I feel like I'm a like I am administering a quiz or something, like a test. For these questions. Like it's A or B. It ain't no C or D. It's A or B. Daniel Ortez, what's the mathematics? What's going on, Mr. Ortez? How are you doing? Do you feel deja vu a little bit? A little bit? How you feeling? How you feeling? Tyron says the first one. Okay, so you say date someone who plans incredible dates but never talks about the future. Okay, okay. Mark said that's a hard one. That is hard, right? Let's see here. Malik, both are downers. Really, Malik? Hi, Malik. How are you? I hope you're well. So why do you think both of them are downers, Malik? Tell me about that. Yolanda says, future plans, I can sustain myself in the present. Okay, okay. I can see that. I can see that. All right, boom. So y'all, let's look at this. Okay, so intent without investment is fantasy. What do y'all think about that? Intent without investment is fantasy. And effort without vision can become routine. So which do you value more? Dreaming together or building together? What do you value more? I mean, you deserve both presence and purpose, right? So pay attention to consistency over charisma. Talk is cheap, but effort is currency, right? What y'all think? Does that resonate? Building together is the best one. Yeah, I like building together. I do. I do. I do like building together. Dreams can come true. Of course they can, Malik. I believe dreams can come true too. All right. So let's see here. Mark says future plans can be scary because some people want to make future before you're ready. That's true. You definitely have to be on the same page. It's good to be on the same page. Building dreams are manifested into action. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, y'all. So all right. So that was the dating stuff. So we got that on out of the way. So let's look at personal. Okay. Now I'm going to post this one. So this is to do with self. So we're not doing dating now. This category is self. All right. So let me go ahead and put this in here and I will share it. Okay, boom. Oh, now StreamYard. I'll see StreamYard so slick. Now, y'all know I ain't typed that. Y'all know I ain't typed that. Just saying. StreamYard be so slick. Okay, so boom. So here we go. So would you rather? All right, now y'all, would you rather be told a hard truth and face reality or live in bliss with a beautiful lie that keeps you happy but unaware? You want that blue pill or that red pill? Which one? So would you rather be told a hard truth and face reality or live in bliss with a beautiful lie that keeps you happy but unaware? What y'all thinking? Hmm. What y'all saying? What y'all saying? Okay, so here we go. So Mark Lee says, "Tell me the hard truth." Malik says, "Hard." Malik, I knew you. I knew you was gonna choose that one. I don't know why. I knew my discernment told me. Tyron says first one. So Tyron, you want the hard truth? Ladies, what y'all thinking? Y'all want the hard truth, or y'all wanna be lied to? Tell me if I look big in the dress, baby. Do I look big in the dress? Can you see stuff that you shouldn't be seeing? Tell me the hard truth. That's all I'm saying. All right, so let's see here. B Jones, what's up, Brandon? Brandon says true. Tyron says the real question is, what are you sipping? Listen, I just be putting stuff together. You know what I mean? Just putting a little something, a little sun, something that's compatible with the show, right? What you sipping on tonight, Tyron? What you sipping on? All right, so let's see. But folks have to do it in a classical, and that's the thing. And I've talked about this before on previous shows. Like me personally, I'm gonna go ahead and answer this one because I've answered it before, like on previous podcasts. Tell me the truth, but don't be an ass with it. You feel me? Because some people feel like, and I've talked about this. This was like in the top 15 shows. I remember. Y'all can go back. Y'all got time. So anyway, I want the truth, but with tact. No, not but, because I just canceled out what I said. I want the truth, and I want it with tact because some people feel like because they sitting on the truth, they can talk to you any old kind of way. And in my mind, you talk to me any old kind of way, you make me feel a way. F you and your truth. It's not that I don't want the truth. It's not that I can't handle the truth, right? But you're not about to make me feel a way. You feel me? Give me the truth, right? That's all I'm saying. Give me the truth. You feel me, Yolanda? Just look, because even in y'all, we know because we've spent so much time together in relationship soup since what, about 2010? We've been together a minute. But anyway, like y'all remember them posts and people would be telling the truth or whatever or saying the perspective, and then somebody come with they truth, telling the truth, which they had a good point, but they was a butt. Why you gotta be like that? Because you got the truth. You gonna let your ego dictate how you tell the truth? I'm just saying that ain't right. I had a po' boy for lunch. I ain't had one of them in a minute. The last time I had a po' boy, I was in Houston. It was fire. Hard truth is the way. Laughing out loud, but let's be real. Some of y'all men can't handle the truth either. I'm just saying. You're right. I know some women can't handle the truth, but look, listen. I might be in my feelings a little bit, right? I want the truth though, right? I'm just saying. Some folks try to lecture you and belittle you. Don't do that. Tell me the truth. You ain't gonna make me feel this big. I'm just saying. No. Leah Nicole, what's the science? What's up, beautiful cousin? We get into this would you rather today. I'm interested what you gonna say because I got some other categories. We're talking about self now, right? I'm gonna get into marriage and all that. I'm just saying. I'm the truth. I know you the truth, family. Absolutely. Tell us the truth. That Hughes blood, we want the truth. Truth and nothing but. Hey, listen, nothing but the truth, right? What was that? Oh, you can't handle the truth. What? Truth and allow me to make a decision that best suits what I want. That's what I'm saying. All right. Tell me the truth so I can make an informed decision. Right. Because, like, you know, we can just live this lie all day long. It feel good. But eventually that truth, look, that truth it's gonna come out. And that mirror cold blooded. Then you gonna feel away because you know you ain't even telling the truth. You ain't even telling the truth. And you gotta look in the mirror every day. That mirror cold blooded. Right? You fooling everybody else. But you know you own the truth. Tyron, you're hilarious. Truth and allow me, yeah, absolutely. Wasn't that Mr. T? It was somebody. Wasn't it one of them judge? I mean, I forget one of those like Matlock like shows. You can't. I don't know. I just remember it. It's just really a popular one. Asking if your butt looks big is a setup for. Listen, Tyron, it might be a setup, and I ain't gonna tell nobody how to say that. I ain't gonna tell you how to say it, right? But let me know, baby, if you notice that I'm eating more calories and I'm starting to, I can't fit my little size 5. Holler at me. Let me know, right? Like, man, you got to bust out them jeans, baby. You look good, but you got to bust out them jeans. Like, don't lie me into diabetes. You gonna lie me into diabetes for real? You don't love me enough. You gonna love me? Okay, I see. See. All right, so let's reflect on that. So, let's see here. So, what does your choice reveal about you, y'all? Like, how do you process pain, seek closure, or manage control? Right? Do you believe that every truth sets you free? Do y'all believe that? Does every truth set you free? Or are some truths too heavy to carry? Now, many people choose short term emotional comfort over long term emotional growth, right? But freedom often begins the moment you are willing to face the truth, no matter how painful, right? I'm about growth. I'm not going to say I'm perfect, but I want to grow. And I want to grow. I'm just saying. Tell me the truth. Like some folks don't want you to know they are wearing weave and dotted. Listen, absolutely. Some folks don't want you to know. They don't want you to know. Right? Hey, you just gotta move accordingly. That's all I got to say. You said, hold on, did you say dyed eyes? Did I read that out? Right. Dyed eyes. Listen, you a fool. All right, y'all. So all right. Let's see here. Let's see. We are still making good times. I'm glad that my internet's still on. It went out earlier. All right, so let's see here. Ooh. Here's one. Okay. Tell me what y'all think. Tell me what y'all think. All right. Okay, and I'm gonna bring this one on. Okay, so would you rather date someone who's healed from the same trauma or someone unhealed but who loves you intensely? Which? Which one y'all going with? Would you rather date someone who's healed from the same trauma or someone unhealed but who loves you intensely? What y'all think? That's pretty good. Good question. What y'all think? Yolanda says, healed, please. Mark says, unhealed is scary, so give me the person who is healed from the same trauma. That's fair. That's fair. A little prospect of mine, she has the Betty Boop lashes and she asks how they look. The Snuffleupagus. Snuffle. Y'all remember who Snuffleupagus was? Is, right? The elephant, the Betty, never mind. So what you say, Tyron? I want to know what you say. What did you say to her? Did you say no? How'd you say it? All right, I put in a lot of work. Absolutely, absolutely, definitely going for the heal. All right, and Tyron says heal. All right, y'all. Let's reflect on this for a moment. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so does pain make you feel seen, or does it keep you tethered to the past? Let me read that again. So does pain make you feel seen, or does it keep you tethered to the past? So basically, it says, don't mistake familiarity with for compatibility. Healing is powerful, but unhealed wounds, when shared, can become romantic quicksand. Shared. So is that kind of like trauma bonding, maybe? Hmm. Interesting. All right, y'all. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All right, y'all. I got a few more of these. We still gonna do the true false tonight. We will still do the true false tonight. All right, so let's see what Mark says. This one can play on both last two questions. Some folks have breast removal and are afraid to let people know about that because they are afraid of their new romantic partner can't handle. That may be actually true. Yeah, I can see that. I feel when someone isn't healed. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, so let's see here. Now look at this one. Ooh, this is another one with self, y'all. And I promise I got some other categories. All right. All right, so let's see here. Okay, Tyra, now hold on. Let me see what Tyra's talking about. She was ready for me because she knows I'm comical. Oh, so you made it like a joke. I told her she was looking like I told her she was looking like Betty Boop. She didn't know who it was. So she looked her up and started laughing. What you okay, Tyra, you got your little youngin? She didn't know who Betty Boop was? What you got your a little young tender, huh? But I'm glad that you made a joke about it. I mean, sometimes when stuff is serious or can be serious or can spiral, humor is everything. You hear me? We can add some humor. I see you, Tyron. I ain't mad at it. 27 and fine. I see you. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. I was talking to someone today on TikTok who didn't know who Huggy Bear was. Listen, I be in my classes sometimes, and today I said, "Oh, do y'all remember that song? We are the world. We are the world. We are the children." Y'all remember that? Type yes in the chat if you remember. Okay, so I was. That was like there was a an activity that we was doing, and this was very relevant. I know y'all like, what kind of activity is she doing talking about the "We Are the World"? Listen, did nobody know about that song? They didn't know what the song was. Mi- with Michael, Stevie, Sting, and all the other stars. Absolutely. See, y'all know that song was so touching. I remember we was little kids when it came out, but it was a good song though. But my class didn't know. They didn't even know. I'm just saying. They was looking at me with that glazed over look like, Professor, we don't even know what that is. But anyway, all right, y'all. So let me go to my question. I didn't lost it. Okay, so boom. So this one. Would you rather lose yourself to keep a relationship or walk away and risk being alone but stay true to who you are? Which y'all choosing? Which y'all choosing? Bet they know who Taylor Swift is. Hey, listen, they could. They might know who Taylor is. They might. They should know. Taylor sells out concerts. Yeah, they know who Taylor is. They definitely know who she is. They do. All right. All right, so Miss Wisdom says, my peace is precious. Either way, if they're wanting to grow, but if not, I'm cool by myself. My peace is precious. Mark says, I'm staying true to me. Tyron says, walk away. Yolanda says, walking away, hands down. And Mark says, and probably no Bad Bunny. Oh, yeah, they know Bad Bunny. I'm sure they do. I probably need to change up my example, right? So I can stay relatable in my classes. Because I was like, we are the world. And they looking like, but anyway, all right, so boom. All right, so let's reflect on this. So, what has loneliness taught you about your work, right? How do you define losing yourself? Do y'all know what that looks like, right? So, if you have to shrink to stay, it's not love. It's survival. Real love holds space for your whole self, right? So, yeah, peace is precious, okay? It definitely is. All right, so let's see here. Where do we want to go next? Mm, let's look at this one right here, y'all. Let's look at this one. B. Jones says, walk away and stay true. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, y'all. So let's look at this next question. Would you rather always control your emotions but feel numb, or feel everything intensely even if it overwhelms you? Ooh. What y'all saying about that? Would you rather always control your emotions but feel numb, or feel everything intensely even if it overwhelms you? What y'all thinking? What y'all think? I'm not feeling numb for no one. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So you're not gonna suppress. You're not gonna push it down, Mark. You say you're not even gonna push it down. I'll leave that up so y'all can see that. What y'all saying? What y'all saying? Uh oh. I seen a cancer. It's almost cancer season, y'all. Oh my goodness, my birthday coming up. It is almost cancer season. Y'all ready? Because I know it's some cancers up in here. Tyron, are you a cancer? I think you a cancer too, right? I know Mark is a cancer. All right, so would you rather always control your emotions but feel numb, or feel everything intensely even if it overwhelms you? And I'm a cancer, so I'm in. Listen, them feelings, man, them feelings. I'm so glad that my chart is a little balanced though, because I'm all about balance. My birthday is in 2 weeks. I think mine is in about 3 weeks. Ooh, cancer, cancer, cancer. That's right. See, Tyron, I knew it was water. I'm a Pisces. I can go either way, but I prefer controlling my emotions. Yeah, y'all Pisces. Y'all Pisces. My daddy was a Pisces. A Pisces with an Aquarian moon. Cancer. That's right, Nichelle. Listen, it's our time. It's almost our time. Just hold on. Hold on. Cancer season is rolling. One of my good friends is a Pisces. Yeah, I like Pisces. So one of my best friends is a Pisces. I love her. I wouldn't date a Pisces though. I'm just saying. Cool. I've dated plenty of cancers. I might. Taryn, I know you lying, but that's the thing. Okay, so let me get off track for a minute. Okay, so technically, cancers and Pisces are supposed to be the ultimate match. Like cancers, Pisces, water signs is compatible with Scorpios and all that stuff. But I'm cool. No Pisces men for me. I'm great. I'm just saying. So I ain't even mad, Tyron, because see, I've heard thing about cancer women, but you just got to get a high vibrational one, right? We don't spoil you, we will. And June, July, first weekend, and all that stuff, it gets deep. She is big into networking, so she runs a group called Be Connected. That's what's up. I'm compassionate, empathetic too, so feeling emotional is natural as long as it's mine. I'm staying on my emotional game. That's right, because you're a water sign too, Miss Woodson. Wait a minute. You allergic to Scorpios? See, that's the thing. Look, it's about the chart now. I'm telling you. Like, I got to see your whole chart. You feel me? Like, what's your moon in? What's your? I need to know. Look, I'm going all the way down to Uranus and all that. You feel me? Because I'm telling you, that's what's up, Auntie Anna. I was born on your birthday. My mama just could. I just couldn't wait. I was like, I need to be born on somebody's birthday, right? I was born on your birthday, July 9. All right, so let's see here. I'm a March one. Yes, Tyra, you a March. March. That's right, March Pisces. High vibration. Yeah, yeah, yeah. High vibrational the way to go. I'm just saying. You get you a high vibrational cancer, you're gonna be spoiled. You ain't going nowhere. Just saying. Watch. I'm just saying. And I might be allergic to Gemini. Listen, I don't have no experience with no Geminis or no Leos. I don't. All right, y'all. So what y'all say? What y'all say? All right. So let's see here. So reflect for a minute. So how do you relate to vulnerability? Do you equate emotional expression with weakness? Like I used to believe crying was weak. I did. Even though I'm a cancer and I am not no cry. It just depends, right? But anyway, I used to like feel like crying and emotions could be kind of weak, right? Because you want to be stoic and all that, right? So you have to look at how you look at that. So regulating emotions is not the same as suppressing them. And I've learned more that you should just let things flow through you, because all that holding back and all that's not even good. That's not good for your mental health, and that's not good for your spiritual health. Even your physical health. Holding all that in ain't no good. Let it flow. I'm just saying. So anyway, so let your feelings move. Just don't allow them to drown you. And that's what you have to realize. Like, you have to determine that. Like, it's okay to cry, right? But you might not want to cry 24/7, 365. That probably ain't no good. You're gonna have all them bags under your eyes, right? Your face gonna be like sensitive from all the salt from your tears. I'm just saying. Crying is cool as guys can cry and it ain't weak. Nah, I don't think it's weak at all. I don't think it's weak at all. If a guy cries in front of me, I ain't gonna feel no way. I ain't gonna be like, oh, he a crybaby. I ain't doing that. Why would I do that? Especially to my black men when the world tells you you got to be robots. No, I ain't doing that. Lisa, stop. I ain't going nowhere. Is your new babe? Is she a Cancer? What's her sign, Tyron? What's her sign? You know I'm nosy. You know I gotta know. Just tell me. All right, so boom. Let's see here, y'all. So let's go to social awareness, y'all. Let's get this social awareness piece on. All right. So this one right here. This is about social awareness and responsibility. And I'll share it because it's not populating. Nope, it's not populating on Facebook. I don't know what be happening. All right, so would you rather donate your time to a cause or give money and let others do the work? How y'all feel? Would you rather donate your time to a cause or give money and let others do the work? What y'all choosing? Would you rather donate your time to a cause or give money? Mark says, I'm an activist at heart, so I will donate my time to the cause. Shucks, I was part of Occupy. Really? She's a prospect. You won't believe this, but she's a Pisces. Ooh, two Pisces. Okay. It depends on the rest of her chart, Tyron. It depends on the rest of her chart. Because sometimes you date the same sign and it's like, damn, where the sun go? Like, it's all dark. Like, it's she might be cool. I mean, she could be a Pisces Cancer. And then you gotta look at all the other stuff. My time. My parents are two Geminis. They lasted for 20 years. That's what's up. That's what's up. Right. And we just having fun because I already know, man, y'all talking about the astrology or whatever. Listen, it's just for fun. We just having fun. Just saying. Mom was a May Gemini and dad is having his birthday this Friday. Well, happy birthday to your daddy. Happy birthday to your daddy. Yeah, my parents technically their sun signs was not compatible, like a Aries and Pisces. But it worked though, because like when I looked at their charts, because I had to do their charts when I learned about it, I was like, oh, okay, so this is where they matched or whatever, right? I'm just saying. Yeah. See, like I'm a water sign, but I don't know. Fire signs love me. I don't know. They be drawn to me. I'm just saying. But I got some fire and stuff and earth and all that in my chart though. Mean is a May Gemini. Mom is still around too. That's what's up. All right. So what did y'all go with? Time or money? What y'all choosing? Okay. So we said time. Okay. Boom. All right. So let's reflect on this for a minute, y'all, because we starting to get low on time, and y'all already know it's almost 8, and y'all already know I'll be starting. So which feels more impactful to you? That's what you have to look at. What feels more impactful? Hands-on action or behind-the-scenes support? Now think about that. Why? So while your presence can be more powerful than your resource, because sometimes just giving your time, actually being present, that can be more than resources, but it's just really going to depend. Sometimes showing up is the real offering, but I mean you have to go with you, right? So, all right, so let's see here. Let's see. All right, so let's look at this, and then we're going to do a quick true false, and I'm gonna get y'all out of here because I'm gonna be ready to get my smack. You already know more dinner time. I don't even know what I'm gonna eat tonight. I didn't take nothing out. I love to cook, but I ain't take nothing out tonight, so I don't even know. All right, so let's see here. Would you rather teach your children to conform for safety or to resist and challenge injustice even when it's risky? Would you rather teach your children to conform for safety or to resist and challenge injustice even when it's risky? What y'all saying? To those of you with children, I really can't answer this. Mark says just giving money doesn't mean you are already committed to the politics. That's true. That's true. That's true. What y'all saying about that one? That one is kind of, I don't know. Hmm. What y'all say? Anybody gonna comment on that? Okay, so no children, but my nephews are not going to be conformists, resist and challenge. Okay, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so we're gonna reflect on this because I do have a couple more, and then I do want to get to the shoe calls. So it says, okay, so basically, I guess as a parent, you have to look at how you balance protecting your children, empowering them to change the world. So how do you balance that? Um, as far as the insight, empowered children become courageous adults. Teaching truth may disrupt comfort, but it builds legacy. What y'all think about that? Is there any truth to that? What y'all feel, parents? I don't know. Hmm. All right, so let's see here. Let's look at one more. Would you rather? Okay, so let's look at marriage, okay? Because we've already done dating and all that. Okay, boom. So let's look at this one right here. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay, I see your response, Tyron. Okay, so Tyron says safety first, but I'll teach to challenge when necessary. Okay, that makes sense. I can respect that. All right, y'all. So let's look at this other question. All right, boom. Would you rather be in a marriage where you never fight? Okay, a marriage where you never fight but never go deep, or one where you argue often but always grow from it? So let's look at that. Would you rather, would you rather be in a marriage where you never fight but never go deep, or one where you argue often but always grow from it? What y'all think? What's up, Derek Norris? I see you. Derek Norris, what's the science? How are you tonight? We just doing a would you rather, right? We just having that conversation, Derek. So thank you so much for joining. So would you rather be in a marriage where you never fight but you never go deep, or one where you argue often but always grow from it? Mark says we can learn from the argument. I'm worried if we never have a disagreement. That's fair. Derek says constant growth, avoiding conflict doesn't solve anything. It just lets things fester. Hmm. That's a good point too. I like it. I like it. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay, boom. So feel free to keep answering this, y'all. Good stuff. Good stuff so far. All right, so boom. So let's reflect on this. Okay. Would you rather be in a marriage where you never fight but never go deep, or one where you argue often but always grow from it? So let's do a reflection, y'all. So no conflict might mean emotional distance. Kind of to y'all point, a few of y'all said, kind of spoke on this. Well, um, com- commented that involved this. Healthy tension can build intimacy. Healthy tension, though, when handled with care. And you have to ask yourself the question, are you avoiding pain over avoiding death? Okay. So death requires disruption. Silence might feel peaceful, but growth often comes from navigating discomfort with intention and love. What y'all think about that? What y'all think? Does that resonate a little bit? Okay. All right. All right. So let's go ahead to another one. Ew. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's look at this one, y'all. Let's look at this one. Okay. So let's look at this one right here. This right here. All right. So let me put that one in there again. That looks kind of crazy. Okay, so would you rather have every issue out in the open but never resolved, or have peace but secrets under the surface? Would you rather have every issue out in the open but never resolved, or have peace but secrets under the surface? What y'all saying? What y'all feel? What y'all feeling? What you think, Mark? You look like you thinking over there. I see you. What you thinking? So Mark says we all have some secrets that are never known by the partner. It's the nature of life and love. Tyron says disagreement with rules. Okay. Disagreement with rules. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna reflect on this for the sake of time. See, time always flies, and I always be like, and I'll tell people I ain't gonna even be on that long time. It's gonna go on for a minute. All right, so boom. So y'all, let's reflect on this. Tell me what y'all think. So transparency without resolution breeds fatigue. Peace with pretense creates resentment. Let me read that again. Peace with pretense creates resentment. Which version of unhealed are you living with? So, a point of view, radical honesty is only step one. The real work is emotional repair. Don't mistake suppression for serenity. Okay. All right. All right. Peace. Just let the truth be what it is. Okay. 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 All right. That's fair. All righty. So let's see here. We got some other ones. Let's see here. Man, we didn't even get to family, but we can always have a part two of this. So let's look at this one right here. Let's talk about your friends. Your friends. Okay, so let's look at friendship. All right, I want to do this one. Let's look at this one right here. Okay, so give this a chance to get up, chill. All right, boom. So would you rather have a friend who hypes you up but never holds you accountable, or one who checks you but never celebrates you? Which one? Would you rather have a friend who hypes you up but never holds you accountable, or one who checks you but never celebrates you? What y'all think? What kind of friend? What kind of friend would you rather have? All right, all right, all right. I know. We're getting low on time, so I don't want either of those. Mark, you have to choose one. All right, so let's reflect on this for a minute. So while affirmation feel good, but growth comes through challenge, right? Affirmations do feel good. I love affirmations. I say them every day. But growth comes through challenge. Can you handle correction without losing connection? Are you one of those friends? Can you handle correction without losing connection? Can you? I mean, my circle, they're gonna check me. They will. They'll do it nicely, you know. But yeah, my circle, they will correct me. So true friends celebrate your wins and challenges, and they challenge your blind spots. Like I want a friend that does all of that. You feel me? That can celebrate me, that can check me, and all of that. So I guess you just have to look at what aligns with you. All right, y'all. So we are getting low on time. Let me do at least one true false because I don't want to be a liar. I don't want to be a liar. All right, so let's look at this one right here, y'all. We're gonna do this one true false. Then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. All right, so true false, y'all. Love languages are the same for every stage in life. Love languages are the same for every stage in life. Is that true or is that false? Is that false or true? What do you think? I was actually just having a conversation about this. Interesting. Mark says false. Okay. All right. All right. So the answer is false. So, as per Gary Chapman, the five love languages, people's preferred expression of love often evolves. I was just actually saying how I need to, and Derek says false as well. Michelle says false. Absolutely. I was just having a conversation recently about this. Like, I really need to retake that assessment or whatever to see where I am because I'm probably not where I was, say, 2, 3 years ago. So, anyway, all right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight, right? So, hopefully, this show kind of had you to look at yourself, right? Although with relationship soup, we kiki and stuff like that. And we did laugh at a little bit of this, but I hope that you will look at this as a show that helps you to look more at yourself. Because although we're being playful, these answers can be kind of prophetic, actually. They can kind of show you where you're heading, what you're avoiding, how you're healing, what you're craving, and what still needs to happen for you, right? So I hope that your choices that you do make in life, because sometimes it is an A-B choice, you have to choose, right? But I hope that your choices that you do in life, they reflect your healing, not your hurt, and may your answers be grounded in truth and not fear, right? And so may you always sip from wisdom as well, right? Now, I do have an affirmation. Divine wisdom now guides my every choice I make. I choose only which is aligned with love, wholeness, and my highest good. Every decision opens the way for miracles. Okay. All right, y'all. So anyway, shout out to everyone that watched tonight, everybody in the studio. I appreciate you, Mark Lee. I see you. Lyric, thank you so much. Hey, shout out to my mama. She listening tonight. And again, y'all, she been asking me this question like every week now. Lisa, you are going live Tuesday, ain't you? Like I take a little hiatus and now I'm getting asked every week if I'm going live. I'm just saying. But anyway, so shout out to the Grishams, my Aunt Anna. I really appreciate all of you. Aunt Anna even hit me up. Look, I'm looking forward to tonight. And I see she got in there, my birthday twin. So anyway, of course, y'all make sure that you're liking, subscribing across all platforms. Y'all know where I'm going. On YouTube, it's Relationship Soup, period. You got to put the period. Come and join us, Relationship Soup group. If you want to follow me, it's Relationship Soup. Of course, greeting cards at relationshipsoup.com. Right? So anyway, y'all love yourself. It always starts with you. Stay prayed up, and all you can do is the best you can. So do your best. Love yourself. Right? It starts with you. All right, y'all. So until we meet next time, peace.